Zimbabweans living in South Africa scrambling as the permit expiry date looms, and Nandipa Magudamana's bid to be released from custody fails.
Thank you. The court will now adjourn.
Hello, I'm Glady Mutele, and this is Eyewitness News.
This is Eyewitness News.
The imminent expiry of the Zimbabwean exemption permit has seen many knocking on the doors of Home Affairs asking for assistance and a way forward. By the end of this month, Zimbabweans who have not found other ways to regularize their stay in this country may be forced back across the border as the ZEP expires at the end of this month. Now, civil rights groups have approached the Pretoria High Court to challenge the discontinuation of the permit. Judgment in that matter has been reserved.
So I'm at the Visa Facilitation Services Centre here in Pretoria. It's a centre run by Home Affairs, and this is where most Zimbabweans started the process of applying for alternative permits after the announcement that the Zimbabwean exemption permit would be discontinued. We have been following the story of a woman who's been in South Africa for 15 years now, never been back to Zimbabwe. She works as a teacher, a nursery school principal in Johannesburg, and she too has been looking for ways to apply for a regular work permit. It's been over a year since she started that process, 18 months to be exact, and she eventually learned that she can apply for a waiver, which is what she applied for in September last year. However, 9 months on, she's still waiting to find out what's going on with her waiver application. Her name is Stella Makande. Hi Stella, thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to go on this journey with you. I mean, we were here bright and early this morning, before 7 a.m., and you've now been told what by officials here at Home Affairs?
We went into the inquiries, and they told me that they are not entertaining any inquiries pertaining to the waivers, so they sent us back. They said we have to wait for a communication via email from the Department of Home Affairs.
But of course, we do know that you have what, less than a month now before the expiry of the permit, depending on what happens in the Pretoria High Court. Are you at all anxious?
Very anxious. You can't make any plans. You just have to wait and just hope for the best.
And what does going back to Zimbabwe after 15 years mean for you? I mean, what are you going back to?
Going back to Zimbabwe is going back to nothing, because when I crossed the border, I was hoping for greener pasture and a home for myself and my son.
So we know that the Pretoria High Court has a matter before it. It's yet to make a ruling on this matter around the discontinuation of the ZEP. We know that civil rights groups have taken government to court to stop them from discontinuing the ZEP. Government is insisting, and they're forging ahead, saying all Zimbabweans on the ZEP should find alternative ways to regularize their stay. We keep you in the loop right here on EWN. We will be following Stella Makande's story until we learn finally what her fate will be, as she seeks other ways to regularize her stay here in South Africa. Eyewitness News in Brooklyn, Pretoria.
Former fugitive Dr. Nandipa Magudamana has been left with a hefty bill following her unsuccessful application to declare her arrest and deportation from Tanzania unlawful. Magudamana has lost her bid to be released from custody, with Judge Philip Laupsha dismissing her application with costs. Now, she's been ordered to pay the legal fees for the counsel who represented the Director of Public Prosecutions in the Free State, an investigating officer with police, and Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi. Magudamana was arrested together with convicted murderer and rapist Thabo Bester in Arusha, Tanzania in April.
I make the following order. The application is dismissed with costs, including the costs of 2 counsel where so employed by respectively the 1st to 3rd respondents and the 6th respondent. Thank you. The court will now adjourn.
Magudamana will appear together with Bester and their 6 co-accused in court on the 20th. Remembering one of the young lives lost in last week's accident in Cape Town's Mitchell's Plain. 5 school children were killed last week when the driver of the bakkie they were traveling in lost control of the vehicle, causing it to roll. The driver also appeared in court today, where he applied for bail.
Mourners at a memorial service for 8-year-old Katlego Banga have described him as a child full of life. He's one of the 5 learners who died in a tragic accident in Mitchell's Plain last week Tuesday. Katlego's aunt Mildred Mtukiswa says losing a child at such a young age still cuts deep for them as a family. She says they don't blame the driver for what happened and have forgiven him. The case against the 56-year-old driver has been postponed again today to next week Thursday for bail application and further investigations. Ndutuzelo Nene, Eyewitness News, Mitchell's Plain.
Staying at the courts, the case of the 2 suspects linked to the kidnapping and murder of Mangosuthu University of Technology lecturer Shanlal Dwarika has been postponed to next week Tuesday. The body of the 61-year-old was discovered on Saturday in a field in Inanda Dam in the northwest of Durban after he was reported missing for a week. The 2 men appeared in the Durban Magistrates Court today, where the matter was postponed at the request of the state.
The 2 men charged with the disappearance and the murder of an MUT lecturer, Shanlal Dwarika, have appeared before the Durban Magistrates Court today. Sishem Kize and Siyabonga Maye are facing charges linked to his disappearance and his murder. They are facing premeditated murder charges, robbery with aggravating circumstances, and kidnapping. The 61-year-old's body was found next to Inanda Dam in the north of Durban on Saturday. Police say more arrests are imminent. The matter will return to court next week for the state to continue with investigations. Shansha Durban.
The first senior British royal to give evidence in court for more than a century, Prince Harry will this week testify against a tabloid newspaper publisher that he has accused of engaging in illegal activities, including phone hacking. The Duke of Sussex is expected to take the witness stand at London's High Court in a trial considering unlawful information gathering claims against Mirror Group newspapers. Harry is also seeking damages together with other high-profile figures. His appearance in court marks the first time a senior royal has given evidence since 1890, when Edward VII took the stand in a slander trial before becoming monarch. And that's all we have for you for today. Don't forget to hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Ciao for now.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.